Ahoy VC, welcome to the Personal Oasis. This is the Blind Island. I'm your host, Isaac, and today I'm going to be joining a vinyl thread. This was started by Dylan over at Noble Records. He did a video not too long ago about 10 records that just put you in a really good mood. And he made a great point about how there's just a lot of negativity going around in the nation right now. Don't need to get all into it right this moment. We all know it's just a tragedy what is happening across this nation. And a lot of people are feeling upset, depressed, angry, and just mental health all around is really, really low. And, he made the great point that music is usually a place that a lot of people go to for lifting up their spirits. And I thought that I would join in on that idea and share with you 10 albums that I always go to that put me into a really great mood. And I would love it if anyone who views this would join in on this thread. Spread the positivity, keep on making people feel good, maybe share some new music that some people have never heard of, maybe share some albums that everyone has heard of, but it's a good reminder that sometimes the classics aren't bad. They're a classic for a reason, and sometimes it's just good to go back to basics. So I'm going to share with you 10 albums that always bring me positivity, bring me happiness, and I have found that in these trying times I haven't been really trying to explore or discover a lot of new music, but just go back to artists that I know and really enjoy. So here are 10 of those albums. And these are in no particular order, there's no ranking here, it's just music as is. And the first one is, of course, the Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. I mean, this is an album that I put on all the time, and it constantly brings a smile to my face. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. My wife and I both thoroughly enjoy this record, and it's just one of those that's ebullient. It's just overflowing with joy in most sections, but even in the midst of the joy, there are moments to remember that there's darkness and shades and tinges of sadness throughout. And I think that's really important, that to remember with the good times come the bad, but that doesn't mean that they'll always stay bad. So, great record for putting a smile on the face. Then, at number 2, I have the band Music from Big Pink. This is an album that I have a lot of really great memories with. Just one of those records where you can throw it on and it's just one of those where people want to sing to. Like the song The Weight. I think that is a song that a lot of people could rally around right now. Take a load off, Annie, take a load for free. Take a load off, Annie, and put the load right on me. Just helping each other out, helping a brother out. It's really, really important, and one that I find myself returning to time and time again in times of trial and difficulty. And at number 3, I have Van Morrison's Moondance. I mean, it's Moondance. It's a perfect record. There's not a bad song on it, and it's full of just wonderful, huge harmonies, and it's so melodic, and it literally sounds as though the happiness and joy is bursting out of the speakers. It's one of those albums that a lot of people recognize as great, and they should, because it is a wonderful record and really good for lifting the spirits. So, another one of those records that brings the joy, and this was featured in my top 100 too, and that's Surfrider by the Lively Ones. I think that surf music is really just great escapist music. It sounds like sun, it sounds like summer, it sounds like the beach. It is warm and inviting, and there's nothing combative truly about it other than those pulsating drums and springing guitars. just one of those albums where you feel like you're going on a vacation. And at this time, I think that a lot of people would like to be on a vacation. Then I have the Kinks, Lola versus Power Man and the Money Go Round. Really difficult name to say, but what a great record. It's one of my favorite Kinks albums, and it's a kind of a mixed bag as far as the flow of the record, but songs like Strangers really come to mind in difficult times. Strangers on this road, we all are, but we are not two, we are one. Just remembering that those people that you're walking down the street with every day that you see or you see in these videos, they're not just people or consumer products. They're individuals that have hearts, thoughts, feelings, minds, and we are all in this boat to this crazy trip called life together. And it's really nice to just get that reminder, and it's a beautiful record throughout. So really, really good for, again, bringing a smile to the face. And then I have Bob Dylan's Nashville Skyline. I mean, even the title or the cover alone just shows you what you're in for. You're in for a fun, freewheeling time and very happy music. This and New Morning is the happiest that Bob Dylan ever sounded. And it doesn't have that traditional Bob Dylan sound where he's being very abrasive in your face, having that Dylan aesthetic. He's just kind of cool, laid back, eased out, wanting to go back and get down home. And I think that there is a lot to admire to that quality. And it's just an easy album, breezy, sitting at 29 minutes long. It's not a difficult or harrowing listen, and one that even a non-Dylan fan could probably get on board with. Then I have the Everly Brothers self-titled debut album. If you're looking for just really good rockabilly, early rock and roll, it's really hard to go wrong with the Everly Brothers. Their tight harmonies and really twanging guitars, trading off those riffs. They do a wonderful version of Rip It Up and Wake Up Little Susie, This Little Girl of Mine, Beep Bopalula. It's like you escaped into a fantasy world of America in the 1950s, the one that you see in those old Leave It to Beaver type of TV shows, an America that never really existed, but still it's sometimes fun to imagine it was like. And that's what this album reminds me of. It's just really great, fun, escapist rock and roll music. Great early rock. Then I have Otis Redding, Sitting at the Dock of the Bay. Otis has a voice that is like smooth, warm caramel being drizzled out onto chocolate on a warm summer's day, right on the Sunday. Just a great, great vocal performance from Otis on this. And Sitting at the Dock of the Bay is one of those tunes that if you've never heard of Otis Redding, you've probably heard that song and that almost forlorn whistling at the end of the bay, at the end of the dock. There's nowhere else to go but just sit out and laze in the sun and enjoy the day. And you're just trying to get those blues off of you by being in the sun. Just a record that really expresses the beauty of soul music, and Otis was one of the best at doing that. Then I have Curtis Redding, Face Your Fear. This is some of the best neo-soul out there right now. I hope that Curtis comes out with another album soon, because this is a record that constantly hits our turntable, and it's got this psychedelic slant to it where again, just it's music to move to, it's music to groove to, it's music to hold your lover close to. Just really, really nice, tight track listing, and there isn't a moment of tedium on this album. Really, really wonderful record for just laying back in your lazy boy in your easy chair and just letting these swirling, pulsating, psychedelic soul rhythms enter into your sphere. Great record. And then finally, I have the self-titled album by Zapp. This was a 1980 record produced by the members of Parliament and Funkadelic, and just a wonderful early electric funk album. As these groups were transitioning into the 80s, you kind of hear the beginnings of, you know, that rap movement in here. More bounce to the ounce is so great. It's not a thinker, it's just a dance machine. It's one that infuses you with the need to get up and move. What a Zapp indeed. This album is electric. It is killer. So good. George Clinton on here, bringing that heat as a producer. It is so wonderful, and just music that is easy to groove to, easy to move to, and just a wonderful one to bring up the spirit. So guys, that was my top 10 feel-good records. What did you think of the list? Let me know in the comments below. And also, please share yours. I would love to hear what you guys are listening to bring up your spirits in these difficult times. And I just want you to know that, you know, people love you, people care about you. And while what happened in Minneapolis was horrific, terrible, and tragic, we need to remember to hold each other close and love each other. And I want you to know that I love you guys. Stay strong, and I hope that you have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.